This meeting of the Belmont Rainbow Shore School District Board of Trustees to order. It is 4:07 p.m. Let's start with the flag salute. Everybody, please turn to face flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Announcements, real formal announcements other than we're being recorded and available on YouTube. And then our next order of business is item number 4. Speakers wishing to address the board. The school district board meetings are held in public to provide full transparency of deliberation and discussions. It will also give the public opportunity to share their opinion on the record, although there are many ways for the public to share their opinions with the board. We do listen to all comments, whether they're here by public comment, email, or a conversation somewhere else. The public has the right to address the board on any agenda item or non-agenda item within the jurisdiction of the board. To do so, please submit a speaker card to Ms. Ellinger, noting the agenda item if applicable. Non-agenda item comments will be heard now. Agenda-related comments will be heard during that item's discussion. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person per topic. In fairness to all, we ask everyone to respect these time limits. If addressing the board on a non-agenda item, please be aware that the provisions of the Brown Act prohibit the board from acting on or discussing such matters at this meeting, including responding to the speaker. I think that is everything to be said. Ms. Ellinger, are there any requests for public comment on a non-agenda item?
On a non-agenda item, we have John McKenna wishing to speak on artificial turf or track. Turf.
Board members and superintendent, thank you for the opportunity to speak this afternoon. My name is John McKenna and my daughter Madeline attends Sandpiper. Her stepbrother will be attending Ralston this coming year, and my daughter and her stepsister will follow in a couple of years. I also serve on the Menlo Park Environmental Quality Commission. I'm speaking as an individual and father today. First, I want to say thank you for installing solar panels at 4 sites this summer, including Ralston, and for upgrading to LED light fixtures. These are very smart decisions that have both near and long-term benefits to the district and the environment. And I ask you to explore further ways to remove any gas infrastructure from your buildings and replace them with heat pump HVAC and water heaters. These modern devices run on clean electricity from on-site solar and from Peninsula Clean Energy. They are 3 to 4 times more efficient than gas equivalents, do not produce any nitrous oxide emissions, so they're much better for our children and teachers' health. And they do not emit greenhouse gases, unlike methane-powered devices. Methane leaks from extraction to transport to point of use and heats the planet 80 times more than CO2 over a 20-year period. I'd be happy to discuss all this with you further at a later time, but I'm mainly here to talk about plastic turf. I've heard that it has been contemplated to replace the natural grass field at Ralston with plastic turf. I don't know if this is in fact the case, but if so, I strongly urge the district to reconsider. Plastic turf poses many harms to our children and the environment, including increased heat. They can get up to 55 degrees hotter than grass and up to 200 degrees on a summer day. They have an increased chance of concussions. Skin abrasions from plastic turf can lead to serious infections. Use of fossil fuels to produce the plastic turf. Existence of microplastics and PFAS that get into our air, water, and bodies. Plastic turf requires use of water for cleaning and cooling, more than people might imagine. And there's really no healthy or environmental friendly way to dispose of plastic turf at the end of its life. So for these reasons, I ask the district not replace any natural grass fields with plastic turf and to replace any existing plastic turf fields with natural grass fields as soon as possible. I know Sandpiper is part of Redwood City, so I'll have another conversation with them. But there are drought tolerant and high traffic natural grass alternatives to be considered. So I urge you to seek the advice of a certified sports field manager. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McKenna. I will just share that there are currently no plans or talk of replacement of the turf field. I know at Ralston, there's been a lot of talk about turf, but there's no plans at this point in time.
Thank you.
I share that because of the sinkhole conversation. Thank you.
Nobody ever talks about that. Okay, so moving on to item number 5, approval of the agenda and consent agenda. Are there any requests for modifications to the agenda or consent agenda?
I will note that there was a modification made this morning. We recognize that the summative evaluation form and professional support and improvement plan form was inadvertently left off the agenda. We fixed that. In addition, on one of the disclosures, there was a typographical error, 4 instead of a 5. We made that adjustment. And then otherwise, the agenda is set. Second thing I'd like to just mention is on the personnel actions of note. We have the approval of the principal of Redwood Shores, Matthew Nagel. Really excited to have him join the team. That is on the personnel actions.
Okay, do I see a motion on the modified agenda and consent agenda?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passes unanimously and with 1 member in absentia. Item number 6, approval of the tentative agreement, Article 10, hours, Article 12, special education, Article 14, salaries, Article 15, benefits, and Article 20, duration between the Belmont Redwood Shores Faculty Associated Collective Bargaining Agreement, BRSFA, and the Belmont Redwood Shores School District summative evaluation form and professional support and improvement plan form.
So President Howard, we have a speaker for that action item. Susan Nicholas.
Good afternoon. Just as a reminder for those of you who don't know me or don't remember me, I actually have autistic children. So how are they, by the way? Hopefully they're doing great this summer. I am Susan Nichols. I'm a 2nd grade teacher at Sandpiper. I've been in the district nearly 16 years. This is my 2nd, and I've been a union rep. This is my 2nd year on the bargaining team representing BRSFA. And I just wanted to say that it's been a really great experience doing the interest-based bargaining process. It's one of the reasons I wanted to continue doing it and doing it into next year. I find that it's very collaborative and it feels very professional. And I've learned a lot doing this negotiation processes. And I feel like the agreements that we came to recently, even though we had to stretch those sessions a little bit into the summer, we all feel very proud of the work that we did at the table and very grateful for everything that we accomplished, including our salary increase and increase to benefits. So thank you very much for that. I know it was a little hard fought, but we are very grateful and we feel like our voices were heard. So thank you again. And I look forward to serving on the bargaining team in the coming year as well. Thank you.
Susan.
Thank you for all your time spent on that and the collaborative nature of the discussions.
And as we go into it, I'd just like to take a moment to recognize Susan, as well as Lisa Fahey, Travis Whitebread, and Abe Rosas. It was a great team for BRSFA side. For the district, both Julie Eastburn and Rui Bao were the main district negotiators alongside of Sabrina Miller, was our principal on the team. And I will say, just thinking back 3 years ago, we talked about interest-based bargaining and what it might look like. 3 years ago, we were trading papers and proposals across the table. Kind of fast forward, we started to dabble in interest-based bargaining. Wonder, like, we can interest-based pretty much everything except for salary and benefits. And I think this time we really truly did achieve a pretty interest-based process across the board. Lots of good conversation at the table, lots of good caucus sessions after we talk, reflection. And I just really want to recognize both bargaining teams. Abe Rosas was the lead negotiator for BRSFA. I want to extend kudos to him. And Julie was lead negotiator on BRSSD. I extend kudos to her, but truly a team effort. Before you tonight is the fruit of a lot of work. I think we calculated over 40 hours of at the table conversation, plus all of the other time that went into it, preparing for those sessions. So interest space is a lot more time, but definitely the fruits of that work are a lot greater. So very appreciative of the team, and it's my recommendation that the Board of Trustees approve the tentative agreements as listed.
Any questions or comments from the members of the board?
I'll just thank everyone on both sides for their hard work and dedication, and as you say, the positive collaboration that was done. So, and the outcome that I think is good for everyone.
A second that.
I agree as well.
Not me, man. No, I agree. I think that, when you hear about collaboration, it feels like we're not talking about sides anymore. We're just talking about a unified group that's actually working to solve the problem together and coming at it from different perspectives, right? And so I thank you, Dan, for introducing the collaborative interest-based bargaining approach. And I thank BRSFA for accepting that approach. Okay, so with no further ado, would anybody like to make a motion on, boy, that's a big one. Item number 6, I don't even know how to make this motion.
I move that the Board of Trustees approve the tentative agreements as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The measure passes with one member in absentia. Okay, so yeah. It's so great. Okay, well, that's all our official business in open. We're gonna at this time move to close. It's 4:19 p.m.
And there will not be a report out of close.
Not be a report out. There we go. All right.
Thank you. Back to summer, Susan.